It is my pleasure to introduce today's session moderator, Ms. Soumya Abhilash Nair. Ms. Soumya Abhilash Nair is a seasoned educator with over 6 years of experience in teaching. Her professional journey is enriched by a diverse array of freelancing projects, including career counseling and initiatives centered on empowering women, with a special focus on supporting Army families. In her personal life, Soumya is a devoted mother to a special child, which drives her to embrace resilience and creativity. She has a profound passion for birdwatching and enjoys immersing herself in literature. Recently, she has ventured into texture art, exploring her artistic potential and bringing her imagination to life. Soumya's love for nature is evident in her trekking adventures, where she actively seeks out and identifies different species of butterflies. Her multifaceted interests and dedication make her a remarkable individual who thrives both professionally and personally. Hearty welcome, Ms. Soumya. Please proceed. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I am Soumya Abhilash Nair, a learner and a teacher by passion. Greetings from Extra Mile. It is a leading educational platform envisioned by Dr. Abdul Salam, the founder of BTAG, to revolutionize education and training. With its unparalleled pool of resource persons, Extra Mile excels in delivering customized online and offline training across India. Before we begin, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Abdul Salam and Extra Mile Education and Training for providing me this wonderful opportunity as the moderator of today's session. I also extend a warm and hearty welcome to all the participants to our session on NEP 2020 assessment reforms with special focus on rubrics. Now, before we dive into today's session, I would like to go over a few points for a smooth and interactive experience. If you have any queries, please feel free to post them in the chat box. For an interactive experience, you are encouraged to clear your doubts by asking questions. Kindly use the virtual hand raise button and wait for your name to be called before speaking. Regarding certificates, kindly visit our website www.b-tag.in. If it's your first time, sign up. It's a very user-friendly portal and you will receive your certificate via registered WhatsApp number. We are honored to have Dr. Abdul Salam with us, the visionary founder and CEO of Bharat Transformer and Academic Group and Extra Mile Education and Training. He is also a distinguished CBSE resource person and master trainer with a wealth of contribution to the education sector. As an assessor for National Accreditation Board and Education under the Government of India, Dr. Salam brings a wealth of knowledge and experience. I am privileged to welcome Dr. Salam to address the audience.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. Miss Monica Sharma. Monica, ma'am,
Good evening,
have you
sir.
joined in 2 devices or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Okay. I had co-hosted the other device. Okay, I'll make the
Thank you.
co-host for the both. Right? You need for both, right?
Right, sir. I may need it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this topic and this session. And yes, welcome everybody for joining. Definitely, we are in the process of learning a lot of things. Every week we learn a lot of new things as well. And this particular topic, rubrics, as part of assessment is very important because NEP has, it has recommended a lot of, features in teaching, and assessment should be based on these features. And rubrics is very important when it comes to holistic assessment. That means NEP calls it 360-degree assessment. So when we speak about 360-degree assessment, rubrics plays a very important role. And of course, rubrics gives you a very scientific form of assessment, a very judicial, very impartial form of assessment. You can find it. And today Madam will, take us through different, rubric, different types of rubrics which you can use to assess the students. Maybe students can also use the rubrics to give you feedback as well. And also there are ways and means, especially when AI is there. I have introduced some portals website as well, which will make you will help you create rubrics free of cost. You can generate rubrics. I have demonstrated in my previous lesson about brishteaching.com and all, wherein you can generate rubrics, generate lesson plan and all. I think Madam also will be, taking you through brishteaching.com. Let us see, let us listen to Madam. All the very best. Hearty welcome once again. Over to Abhilasha. Abhilasha, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Salam, for your insightful words. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Biju S. Pillai. Mr. Pillai has an extensive background in education and has served as principal of several reputed CBSE schools. He is also the co-director for Extra Mile Education and Training. Sir, we are truly honored to have you here with us. I now request Mr. Pillai to share his thoughts with us.
Thank you, ma'am. Most respected Director of Extra Mile Education and Training, Dr. Abdul Salam, sir, today's resource person, Monica, ma'am, and all other educators who have joined the Extra Mile platform. So, my dear teachers, as you might be knowing very clearly, directors are told how important is the NEP rubrics in coming exams also. So recently in the newspaper also CBSE has brought a very important news that the CBSE is going to introduce 50% competency focused questions in class 10th and 12th board examinations. So NEP rubrics are and assessment tools that provide a clear and structured framework for evaluating the student works and against specific criteria and performance level. And this will help both educators and students to understand what is the expected task and how it will be assessed, and the different levels of assessment and accomplishment what the child is going to get. So relating to this topic, today we have a great resource person, Monica ma'am, who will explain very detail about this program and give advantage for all the listeners to handle the class very effectively, so that the coming exams also, these exam rubrics and techniques will help the both educators and evaluators to do their best. Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insight. I'm sorry. It is my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker, Ms. Monica Sharma. She is the Senior Coordinator at Smart Wonder School, Mohali, with over 20 years of experience in teaching and administration. She holds master's degree in Hindi, mass communication and journalism and education, along with a postgraduate diploma in human rights and a certificate in international child right. As a literary coach at Punjab University, she nurtures literary talents and critical thinking. She has received several accolades, including the Star Teacher Awards, Extra Mile Awards, and Global Gem Award, and has been recognized by Punjab government for her outstanding social service. Ms. Sharma is known for her expertise in child rights, curriculum design, and teacher training. Her work reflects her passion for inclusive education and social impact. A true lifelong learner and mentor, she continues to inspire educators and students alike. Ma'am, we are thrilled to have you with us today. Over to you, Monica, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Abhilash ma'am, for such a warm welcome and introduction. I am really overwhelmed. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining here. Thank you so much, Salam sir, Pillai sir, for giving me this opportunity. And the dear educators, all the dignitaries who have joined us all here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know being it's a Saturday and definitely being the whole week was very hectic, definitely busy and fruitful also, since we all were preparing for the new session, whether it's be classroom settings, curriculum designing, or lesson plans and everything. But believe me, I assure you that this evening is going to be the wonderful evening for all of you. And definitely we'll be sharing a lot many concepts and a lot many knowledge. And definitely it's going to be very fruitful for all of you. So I'm going to share my screen. Just I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So we go ahead with our presentation today, but definitely before we go ahead with our presentation, so let's start the evening with something fun and something light on a lighter note. So I have designed a few riddles, so let's tickle our brain, and I would request all of you to please participate, and definitely you have to write everything whatever comes to your mind in a chat box. Definitely I'll read them out and for you, all of you, and we all will solve the riddles. So these all riddles are basically around our education system and the elements of education. So we go ahead with the first riddle. It's there on the screen. I guide, I teach, but I never stop. I shape young minds, help them reach the top. I hold the key, yet never lock. I give wisdom, not just talk. So these are the riddles. I'm expecting answers from all of you. Wonderful, Poonam ma'am, teacher. Bindu ma'am,
Teacher.
teacher. Wonderful, an educator. That's really
It's a,
great to know that you already have guessed you yourselves. So yes, we guide, we
it's a great
teach,
thing.
and we go ahead with shaping young minds. So the next riddle is, I ask questions, I seek to know. Learning each day helps me grow. Sometimes I struggle, sometimes I shine. Through knowledge and wisdom, the future is mine. Who am I?
Students. We have
Yes,
a very
Rajata ma'am,
enthusiastic
students.
group. Yeah,
Yeah, wonderful.
they have
Thank you so
already.
much. Such a wonderful participation. I may say, Radhika ma'am, thank you so much, writing student. Yes, I am a student. The next riddle is, I replace the old. I am fresh and bright. I focus on learning, making it right. I have four stages, not just two. What am I? Can you tell the truth? So let me see you all know who all can guess this riddle. Yes, Vedishi ma'am.
Textbook.
Yes, education. Some has written education, NEP.
Yeah, books,
Yes, NEP.
education, NEPs.
Palika ma'am has written NEP. Thank you so much for such a perfect reply. I am not able to read everybody's replies, but definitely I know many of you already know it. I'm here talking about NEP, especially focusing on 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 education system, which is the new change in our NEP. So my next riddle on the screen is, I change the way students grow, focusing on skills, not just what they know. From rigid exams to flexible ways, I shape the future in brighter days. So I'm expecting answer. Wonderful, Lavanya ma'am, assessment. Yes. Swati ma'am
Swati
has
Rao,
also
ma'am,
written assessment.
assessments.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
NEP 2020. Definitely we are talking about
Malika ma'am
assessment
says
only.
NCF.
Yes, thank you so much for all. Let's go ahead with some more riddles. Now on my screen comes, I come with fear, but also with grace. I test your speed, your thinking pace. I decide where you stand. So some love me, why to shake with fear? Exams. Jyoti ma'am has
Exams.
written exams. Yes. Why to shake
Exams.
with fear? Result also can be one of the answers, definitely. Smita ma'am has given the reply is a result. And Padma ma'am has given result also, definitely. Yes. Pallavi ma'am has also written result. But yes, the answer is an exam. Of course, the result is also associated with this term only. My next riddle is I once was very strict with scores, but now I measure beyond the known. With rubrics, projects, and peer reviews, my aim is fairness, clear and true. Who am I? So let me see who all can gauge it. Report
Report card.
card, assessment, result.
Assessment, result,
Yes.
report card, remarks, report card,
Thank you, Anju ma'am, for report card.
result.
Vanita ma'am is written report card, and definitely the answer is holistic assessment. Definitely, the report card word is also associated with the assessment. Whenever we talk about holistic assessment, we talk
The
about not only
HPC.
grades and marks, we talk about overall improvement in the growth in the persona. So my next riddle is: I bring music, art, and dance to school. I make learning fun, not just a rule. I blend subjects, let ideas flow. What am I? Let creativity grow. So let me see who all can guess it.
Skill development,
CC,
PCA,
art integration,
art integration,
co-curricular
co-curricular,
activities. Swati
co-curricular
ma'am has
activity.
written art integration skill also. Yes, the reply is NEP because NEP somehow covers all these aspects, whatever we are reading in the chat box, all the art integration skills, cross-cultural, it's be co-curricular and curricular activities and all that. So my next riddle is, I set the rules fair and bright. I help judge what's wrong and right. With clear steps, I show the way, evaluating work without delay. Now I believe you will be able to gauge it quickly.
Exam department is what someone
Rubrics.
mentioned.
Yes, one answer. Anju ma'am
Rubrics.
has given the reply rubrics. Jyoti ma'am also
Rubrics.
written rubrics. Yes, the reply is a rubric because a rubric definitely helps in setting the rules and definitely it comes out with fair and bright result. So here, definitely now we go ahead with our assessment, the webinar. NEP 2020, as you must have read it, we are talking about NEP 2020, and during the riddles, solving the riddles, also, we have found this word NEP 2020, which is the lifeline of our education system. Assessment, definitely, we all focus on assessment also, various kind of assessment, being internal assessment or external assessment, and with special focus on rubrics. Wherever we are assessing somebody, we have to be very fair, we have to be very impartial, so that there is no mismatch, there is no problem anywhere, no biasness anywhere, so we all follow certain rubrics. So these are the certain terms which I have found while solving the riddles also, and definitely we are going to focus throughout our session. So, assessment in pre-independence era. So definitely we have come out a long way out. The journey was very long. Whenever we started the independence, the pre-independence also, we started with the education system. It was quite different. Whatever we are learning these days, our school system and education and everything was quite different. When we talk about the Vedic period, the Gurukul system, so it is all about evaluation, oral recitation, and informal observations. Whatever the gurus were observing that time, it was judged, it was assessed for the shishyas, and definitely the people were ready for the next level also. Whatever they have learned, so they were reciting maybe mantra ucharan or maybe any other specific curriculum they were following. So there was morally, I will say more or less, there were mostly evaluation through oral assessments. Then we came to 5th century BC, and there we come around with education in sanghas and collective groups. So there also collectively we were learning, and oral recitations and different types of assessments were going on. But yes, written assessment was still not introduced that time. Then Mughal period, we came with the Mughal period and setting up of the maktabas and madrasas and assessment oral, no external agency. So basically, whatever during that teaching during in the inside the maktaba and madrasas, whatever the people were learning, so that was assessed, and that was no external agency, or I say certainly not so formal structure. Here comes the Wood Dispatch 1835. And with that came the monumental declaration, fundamental of modern system of Indian education. Somewhere from here, from 1835, we started with the modern system of education. So here we started growing, started learning, starting assessing our pupils, starting getting to know how to make sure that assessments are fair and good. In 1857, when we came ahead, we first matriculation examination was first 10th class matriculation examination was held. So that was a wonderful year for all of us that we entered into the formal assessment. Settler Commission 1917 to 1919, sorry, setting up the secondary and intermediate board. Earlier it used to call as intermediate boards. So secondary, matriculation definitely, I repeat, 1857, 1917 and 1919. We went ahead with that intermediate and secondary system also. Hathon Committee 1929. So it referred that failure of large candidates in metric and assessment, only essay type questions. So essay type questions started. So long answer questions and all that. So basically, during this, I say the journey from Vedic period to right from Hathon Committee 1929. So we were just focusing on a few aspects of the assessment. Say maybe it's oral assessment only, or we just initiated with essay type questions and all that. Then we moved ahead with education commissions and assessment, different education commissions. In 1948 and 49, Radha Krishnan Commission, very important in our education system. Muralidhar Commission, 1952-53. Again, I'll say a mark where we went ahead with all the improvements of our education system and our assessment specifically. Kothari Commission 1964 and 66, it completely changed the phase of the education system. So we went ahead with emphasis on that. We need to revamp the students' assessment through examination for bringing quality and confidence in the system of education. So it was not that the earlier students were not confident or assessment was not taking place. But yes, formally, we started with the Kothari Commission, Muralidhar Commission, Radha Krishnan Commission, all these commissions contributing in whatever we are gaining today, whatever our students are learning today. Then we move ahead with NP 1968 and 1986. In 1968, they recommended that we have to evaluate properly and we have to come with certification of improvement in learning. In 1986, it was introduced that CC system, continuous and comprehensive evaluation must be introduced. Use of grade in place of marks. So that was really important improvement, which is now somehow taking place, and somehow we have taken inputs from there also, and we have definitely enhanced this year after 2020 also. Introduction of semester system from secondary stage in a phased manner. So term-wise manner, subjective assessment, formative assessment, and all these we learned through all this. NCFs, National Curriculum Frameworks, very important. Plays a pivotal role in assessing our assessments, in designing our assessments rather. Be it in 1975, 1988, 2000. So National Curriculum Framework at different points of times, whatever they said was that whatever strategies we are using in teaching, in our learning and assessment, so it should be qualitative improvement in entire education system. So NCFs, all National Curriculum Frameworks, all focused on that whatever we are going to teach needs to be assessed, and assessed in a fruitful manner. It's not that the assessment only for the sake of assessment or the written examination or the oral examination. It should be fruitful for the child. It should be completely contributing to the development of his or her persona. That was very important. So we moved ahead with all these NCRFs and all that. The journeys of student assessment gone a long way, definitely. As we have just witnessed just now, I have just briefed you all about how we started from Vedic period and how we are coming towards NEP 2020. So definitely the journey has gone a long way. So there was oral testing, written testing, public examination, internal and external assessments also, CC also. So whatever we tried, we were earlier our bases were only content-based assessment. So whatever the students were writing, we were accepting, we were evaluating that. But then it shifted towards the competency-based assessment, as Pillai sir also mentioned during his address, that nowadays earlier also we started with competency-based assessment, which was very important for the development, for the growth of each and every learner. So we went ahead with that also. transforming the culture of whatever the assessment was. So that is very important. Continuously tracking of learning outcome of each child. So as we say in education system, it's not a class, it's not a group. For us, each and every individual, every child is important. It's not only that we focus on 40, we focus on 30, we focus on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 40, all roll numbers, all students. Each and everybody is important for us. And definitely being educators, we all know that the growth and the grasping powers, their persona is it's different. So we cater to all types, and whatever we are evaluating, we are assessing, we have to make sure whatever the arrangements we are making during our internal assessment or external assessment, we are tracking the learning outcome of each and every child. So during our lesson plans also, whenever we plan, so we make the strategies or activities or whatever we plan. So we focus on that each and every child is contributing and each and every child is learning out of that, so that our objectives of making lesson plans or curriculums are achieved. So board examination to be made more flexible with assessment. So board examination, as we know that these days also new policies, new strategies, and I'll say new contributions are still on the way. So board examination, whether it's be class 10 or 12. So we have to take care of, with the board is taking care of that board examination, whatever we are taking should access the essential skills, whether be is these the normal life skills or the other skills or the skill based education. Assessment to focus on core concepts, higher order and foundation skills. So higher order thinking skills also, definitely we are including our in our exams, examination question papers also, and foundation skills, the foundation literary skills, the foundation financial skills, and everything. Each and every child should be ready to gain the knowledge, and whatever we assessing should revolve around all these skills also. Next is AI-based softwares of to help track progress to students to enable their make the optimal career choices. So we are in the era of artificial intelligence. So whatever we are assessing, planning, that AI should also be involved in that. No doubt there is a limit for that also. We shall be discussing various AI tools, and as Salam sir also has said that he has also discussed various AI tools and developed AI tools also. So AI also contributes in assessing the students, whether it's be smart boards, whether it's be different apps, which they are online apps, which students are also using to assess, teacher are using to assess students whenever they are at home through online teaching and learning. So National Assessment Center, PARC, very important. Definitely, it brings the conducted whatever examinations are conducted by different BOE. So whatever the examinations are conducted, PARC is also keeping an eye on that. There is a 360-degree assessment going on. The different type of strategies are planned, and the policies have been brought in so that the children are at their best, and whatever they're learning is good for them. So that's very important. And self-assessment and peer assessment. Gone are the days when teachers were the holy solely, the responsible, or I say the persons to judge the student. Peer assessment and self-assessment. I, being a student, should be assessed by myself only. I, being a student, can be assessed by my peer, my friend, my classmate. So that also boosts the, I will say, the confidence of the child, because obviously, whenever you've been assessed by yourself, somehow you know about yourself, and whenever you are assessed by your classmates, you know that you have been assessed by your age mates only. So assessment is fair, no doubt. Teachers are also making the assessment very fairly, but yes, the peer assessment and self-assessment contributes a lot in bringing the assessment to the levels where we are looking for. So National Testing Agency, NTA, will definitely work to offer a common aptitude test for high quality of eliminate the need of coaching for these exams. So NTA, as we all know, that the common aptitude test been brought in by NTA. So we all are working on that. It's already in process. Many institutions are using these, and definitely many more to come in future, because it's just the initial stage, and definitely we whenever we grow with the best. So all these are transforming the culture of assessment. The all aspects are contributing to make sure that whatever we are learning today, we are teaching today, we are assessing today is the best. It is not only one side, it's the 360 degree view of the child's progress. And definitely when we talk about the report cards and all that, we already know that CBSE and has made the policies about the report card. Whatever the report card we are going to use, it should be comprehensive report card. It should include each and every attribute of the child. It should include each and everything whatever the child is learning and growing through. So all these assessment policies are very important. Next, we move ahead with 360 degree. Pardon, I believe. Right. So next we move ahead with 360-degree multi-dimensional report card for students. Just now, like I mentioned, that 360-degree report card, whatever we are gauging, I mean, we are guessing. So multi-dimensional, it should be multi-dimensional. Whether it is a school-based assessment, I mean, internal assessment, maybe their notebooks, maybe their whatever they are doing, their subject enrichment activities, their different activities like listening skills, speaking skills, or maybe their practicals, whatever we are assessing should be completely solid, and definitely it should completely focus on the growth of the child. Self-assessment also we talked about, which is very important. Self-assessment, whatever I'm doing, am I eligible? That's why we have brought in the portfolios also in place. Somehow they also contribute in the self-assessment. They also contribute that whatever the child is doing throughout the session or throughout the years of his or her learning, it's there in a fun file, and we know whatever the child has learned throughout the years, and child can also learn how to assess himself or herself. So home and school link, very important. Whatever the child is learning at home, whether it's be in the form of a project or a homework, the school contributes in that. Homeworks definitely are not merely just the written work given to the child to just to copy it from the book or from any other site. It's already made mindfully by the teachers, so they know it. Whatever they are doing, it's multi-layered and multi-sources. So whatever the child is doing, it's all contributing to his or her growth. So completely designed by states and UTs and everything, Parak, NCRT, being it SCRT, being is any states board or something. So all type of assessments are focusing on the 360-degree the growth of the child. Assessment by peers, peer teachers, assessment by parents, by teachers, by the peer assessment. So all these are 360-degree. So being it cognitive, by being it the just to assess the brain of the child, I mean how much he can or she can retain, be it be psychomotor, his or his skills, the activities, through activities, internal assessment, affective, emotional intelligence and all that. So IQ, EQ, everything will be assessed and being assessed rather. It's been already we have started with assessing all these things. So all these are contributing whatever we want to achieve, whatever the NEP 2020 says to us, the holistic development. So 360 development, holistic development is very important. If the child, it will include the progress of the child in inquiry based learning, whether it's quiz, role play, group work, portfolio. During the assemblies also, children are presenting various skits, various speeches, thoughts and everything. This is all will be assessed. This is all part of internal assessment, their portfolios and all. So the children are learning a lot throughout. I'll say whenever they enter in the school, the moment they enter, the moment they leave. So those 6 or 7 hours, even at home, whenever we are sending any project, we are assigning any homework or say any special assignment. So that time also we are judging them. I'm using the word judging them here. Judging does not mean being strictly with just with marks or being very strict with whatever we have decided in our mind. Judging them with special focus, which we are going to talk about next is rubrics. So whatever we are going to judge, assess them, it should be based on proper rubrics so that even the child knows, even the teacher knows, the parent knows, the peer knows, the whole system knows that child has been judged, has been assessed on certain basis. So that's very important. So this was all about assessment. So whatever we are doing in the classes, being it the examination subjective or formative or whatever the name you give it, internal or external, the child being assessed. So these were the stages. These are the stages we have still crossed, and definitely many more to come in. So assessment is all about uh, telling the child that here you stand, here is the scope of growth, here you can learn more, here you have learned, you have crossed this level, you can still go back and again learn, or whatever we decide according to the growth. So this was all about the assessment. Definitely, we'll go ahead with now. Let's come ahead with some more interesting riddle, I would say. So there is one more riddle on your screen. I would request all of you to again please contribute in the replies, and I shall be reading. Uh, which school supplies the king of the classroom? So I would like to know.
Ma'am, there was a question too, ma'am, regarding assessment. You want to take it now or towards the end?
We can take side by side or maybe the end, as you say, ma'am.
Uh, then, Rajni, ma'am, we would take this question towards the end once ma'am gives out the detailed description of her PPT.
So which school supplies the king of the classroom? I am expecting a few answers.
Home.
Home. Which school supplies the king of the classroom? It's just think out of the box, I would say. It's very
Is it
simple.
chalk? Is it chalk, ma'am?
Coming closer to that. It is a ruler.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it is a ruler, and definitely the name suggests itself. It is a ruler. The school supply, which is very important in mathematics, otherwise also to draw lines and all. So, king of the classroom is a ruler. So, ruler, as we know, that scale, a ruler, we call it
Yeah.
scale also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here is some interesting cartoon. I would like to read that to show a child is telling the educator to show you how well I understand fractions. Now, whenever the fraction topic is going on in the class, I only did half of my homework. So that's really wonderful and innocent of the child. And it shows the innocence that fractions is going on and the child has done half of the homework. Definitely wonderful. I really liked it, so I thought of sharing with all of you. So it's just the child's innocence that he could not complete the homework and he thought why not to being so clever he's telling his teacher that it's just half of the homework he could doing, and it's not that he was unable to do it, he just did it purposely because the topic was fractions. So let's move ahead with a very important topic now. The next part of the our webinar is rubrics. So R stands for relevant criteria for competency based learning. U stands for understandable expectations for students and teachers. B stands for balanced assessment that encourages growth. R stands for reflective feedback to help students improve. I stands for interactive approach fostering engagement. C stands for comprehensive evaluation promoting holistic learning. Yes, rubric. Rubric, if you say each and every alphabet of this word rubric, explains itself. Whenever we talk about competency based learning, we have to gauge it. We have to assess it via rubrics. We have to use rubrics. Understandable expectations. Whatever we are expecting from students, we have to show them, and rubrics will define them. Balanced assessment, we have to maintain a balance. We cannot just go ahead with anything unbalanced and we just go ahead with whatever comes in our mind. There should be a balance. Reflecting feedback. Feedback is very, very important in everybody's life. Specifically, if we talk about assessments, if we talk about our child's life, whenever he or she is growing, is he growing? Is she growing properly? Are there any shortcomings? Do we need to improve somewhere? So all these feedbacks, whenever we'll be designing rubrics, we'll be definitely telling the child. Interactive approach fostering engagement. So interactive approach, it's not going to be one-sided decision. It's going to be both sides. Basically, whatever we have in our mind as educators, we need to convey the same to the children also. And yes, they also will contribute in making the rubrics. I'll show you how. Comprehensive evaluation. Comprehensive, definitely very important, because it's not only going to take one aspect or the narrow aspect of education. We are going to include each and everything, comprehensive, whether it's written, it's oral, it's internal, it's external, maybe speaking skill, writing skill, listening skill, each and every aspects of our, so that we reach to the holistic learning, holistic development, which is core of the NEP 2020. I've written a poem for that. So my poem, it's a self-written poem. I would read that. A rubric sets the path so clear, which steps so bright for all to hear. Criteria set, levels defined, guiding students, sharpening their minds. Fair and structured, showing the way, helping learners day by day. With feedback strong and goals so true, improving skill in all they do. Yes, dear teachers, improvement of the skills is very important. And how they are going to improve? Whenever we'll design a rubric, we'll include each and every aspect. And definitely, we will be telling them this is what is required. This is what we feel that should be there in your exam paper, or maybe an internal assessment, maybe during role play or speaking skill or anything. So whatever the steps we are going to tell them, whatever the rubric we are going to decide, this is going to decide basically how they are going to make sure that they are learning, how they are going to attain the maximum marks. So rubric sets the path so clear. So rubric definitely will decide that the examination, how whatever we are going to take is how what is the level of the examination and everything. And we have to set the criteria. All the levels will be designed. We have to guide the students. Here, I would like to tell you that whatever we design, rubric, whatever the subject we take, or any rubric or any internal or external assessment, please make sure that we tell them prior. It's not that we have taken the assessment and then only we are going to tell them these were the rubrics. I believe telling them the rubrics in advance and clearing all the doubts will help them to prepare for the examination, for the assessment. Otherwise, it's of no use. At the end, we'll be just assigning them marks. Marking them or rewarding them A or B grades will not solve the purpose, because NEP emphasizes on that we have to make sure that whether it's been skill, whether it's been just the written or the oral assessment, everything should include and should be completely told to the children, and they should be kept in the room always. So as we were talking about the assessment from Vedic period, NEP 2020. So here I have just designed this table. So how we are going to take, basically these tables is divided into three parts. So Vedic part, definitely if we talk about the first era. So assessment method was, as we discussed earlier also, oral traditional method, experiential learning. So like we know that Arjun and the Shishya and the Guru, we all know the stories. We all have heard the tales. So how they were assessed, तीर मारे and using उस आंख में लगना चाहिए and all that. So this was all assessment, basically experiential learning also, because they used to go to the forest and they used to go for the hunting and all that. So rubrics were not used at times. Definitely that was not so formal. So rubrics were not used. Guru Shishya system, key features were Guru Shishya system was there, mastery based progress was there. So formally rubric was not used. It was just oral assessment most of the time and experiential learning. Then medieval period, whenever we move ahead, religious and script based evaluation was there. So limited usage was there. So they used to recite the chants and all that. So everything, whatever they were using, though, was limited usage of rubrics was there. So early written assessment was there, teacher discretion, obviously whatever the teacher used to decide, there was no fairness. So teachers never used to tell the students that this is the rubric, and formally rubrics were not designed. Colonial period, standardized exams, we started with that. Grading also we started. So basic structured evaluation. So rubrics were in place. So basically, whatever the evaluation were used, so where that was only just marks, basis on marks on whatever the system teachers were following that time. So marks-based rigid scoring methods were used. Early NP 1968, memorization, heavy exam centric was there. So rubrics were not so planned. Rote learning, so structured competency based was not there. There was no structured assessments over there only. So when we move ahead with 1986, so there also rubrics were started. So early rubric models were introduced. 1986, as we say, the basis of NEP 2020 also. So that time also rubrics models were decided. Practical structured assessment started. As we know that CC started, the grading system and everything, the internal and external examinations and everything assessment started that time. And definitely when we moved ahead with NEP 2020, we actually widen our range. We actually came across with many aspects of education system, and we came across the holistic and interdisciplinary learning. We included all the subject, whether it's be art integration, and rubrics are fully integrated now. So gamified and formative skill-based rubrics are there. I shall be discussing everything in detail. So NEP 2020 brought in a fully integrated rubric system. And yes, NEP 2020, as we know, that it says that we have to bring everything in place. I shall be discussing that also in detail. So key observations, Vedic period knowledge transfer was oral, no structured assessment. As you all can read again in on your screen. So NEP 2020 fully integrates rubrics, competency-based, gamified, interdisciplinary learning models also. So rubrics are basically scoring guide used to evaluate the quality of students' responses. So these are the guidelines, how to evaluate this, whatever the student has performed. So why we need rubrics? Now the question rises, why we need rubrics? Can we do away with this? Why it is so important? Vedic period they were not using earlier medieval period they were not using. Why we need it now? Why just a few years back we actually discovered that we need rubrics? We need rubrics. Why? Because rubrics are valuable for both teachers and students. Whenever educators are expecting anything, so it clarify whatever our objectives are, why we are taking the assessment, and obviously the feedback, as I mentioned earlier, also very important. Feedback also gives to give constructive feedback. It's not only just a feedbacks in the form of marks, but the constructive, elaborative feedback. For students, they offer a clear understanding of how their work is evaluated. As I mentioned earlier also, that we need to tell prior to the students that these are the criteria, these are the rubrics you are going to be judged upon. We are going to assess you on these basis. So I shall be discussing that also in detail just now. So for both learners and educators, rubrics are very important. Now we talk about NEP 2020. NEP talks about rubrics. So NEP says that competency-based learning, we have to go ahead with that. Critical thinking also, we have to make sure whatever the child is learning, it is critically correct. The learning is happening properly. Practically skill development, as we know, various skill subjects has been introduced, language system, three language formula, everything, multidisciplinary learning. So we are not just constrained, or we say that we are limited to one subject only. So somehow whenever we are teaching mathematics, we can introduce, or we can just talk about science also, any topic which is related to that. We can talk about English or any other language which is related to that also. So that also can be done. Maybe EVS can be related to any other subject. Hindi and social science can be combined. So cater to different learning. So NEP says that whatever the child is learning, we have to cater all the aspects. It's not only that one style we have to follow, we have to include each and everything. And most importantly, value based and academics. So whatever we are learning have to be based on different values. As we know that we being Indian, we believe in our culture and we promote our culture, and we definitely believe in different types of values. So these values are very important, and in NEP focus on all that. And whatever the projects, whatever the internal assessment, the external assessment, everything we are must focus on competency based learning, must focus on holistic learning. So overall development of each and every child is very important. So now we move ahead with the types of rubrics. So I have just chalked down a few types of rubrics. There are many more, but just to, I'll say these sum up for few these types I'm going to discuss now. They sum up with the other. They include others also. So holistic rubrics, as we know, the holistic development is very important. So their overall whatever the child is learning, so their overall ability we need to see, and multiple criteria we have to go ahead with. And how NEP is rated to this over holistic rubrics. So encourages conceptual mastery over fragmented assessment. So whatever we are learning, multidisciplinary experiential learning also. So this also very important. And teachers can gauge the overall impact and understanding rather than breaking learning into rigid parts. So this is one type of rubric. Now I'm going ahead with example to elaborate it more. So holistic, now I've taken example of science, class 7 science subject, and the task is explain the water cycle, which is very basic. Rather, we start with in EVS from grade 4 or 5 itself. So water cycle in detailed manner. For example, now we have given an assignment to a child or to all children rather, to they have to explain the water cycle detailed, integrating key stages and their real world impact, how water cycle is impacting in our world also. So these are 4 criteria we can keep. Excellent. So I've just taken randomly 4 marks only. You can take it 10 out of 10 also, out of 20 also, as per the grade level, as per the age of the children. So excellent. If how 4 marks can be given in case the child is clearly explaining each and every stage. Examples have been written. Diagram is very neat. Good. Number 3 marks will be given in case he covers or she covers most of the stages. Most of means not all. For example, I'm just taking a random example. For example, in water cycle, there are 5 stages. So the child has just covered 3 stages. So we can give 3 marks to the child. And obviously, he or she has not explained it in depth. So real life relevance has not been taken. So we can give 3 marks only. Needs improvement. How come the child needs improvement? Definitely, if it goes below 3, it just one stage he or she has explained, or 1.5 stage he or she, and obviously there's no logic behind that. It's just illogical. The child has just drawn a figure, has just written 2-3 words. So just to boost the child, we have given 2. And 1, which is very rare, definitely, God forbid, it happens with any child. I believe being an educator, we are teaching well, and I'm sure that they will never get this 1 mark. But yes, in case it's just a first stage or learning stage, a child has just initiated learning water cycle. So maybe the situation can occur when the child has not written the complete information, explanation is missing. So here we can give 1 mark. And poor, I'm using the word, you can use any other word appropriate. So this is holistic. This is just an example of holistic rubric. So we have just given excellent, good, needs improvement, and poor. So that is also part of the rubric. Benefits of holistic rubrics. Time efficient. So quickly, we just, whenever there's a lack of time, and quickly we just want to sum up within 4 words is excellent, good, and needs improvement and all that. So it will definitely cover all the aspects of our task. So creativity also, children can express whenever we are telling that you will get good, excellent. I believe these words themselves are very good. I mean, using excellent, when we use excellent, wow, wonderful, you have achieved it. But yes, there's a scope of need improvement and all these words. So somehow they also boost the energy of the child. They boost the morale of the child. So support interdisciplinary learning. So whatever we are learning, so they connect the concept beyond the subject. So all this is very important. Now we move ahead with next type of rubric, which is analytic rubric. Now this explains, this break down the performance into multiple criteria. This is very important. Generally, we are using this type of rubric. And yes, again, I would say it depends upon the subject, it depends upon the age, the level, the grade of the children, whatever they are, the tasks, rather assignment given to the children, what type of rubric we are going to use. So the structured assessment method, targeted feedback, and how this is aligned with NEP 2020, because NEP 2020 talks about multi-dimensional assessment and definitely deeper evaluation, critical thinking, creativity, and communication skills, which are the core, I'll say the core aspects of NEP 2020. Encourages competency-based learning, and definitely formative feedback, allowing learning to track progress systematically. Like we talk about self-assessment, peer assessment, so they also can assess where they were. I've taken this example of grade 8. Again, the subject is science. So photosynthesis is this topic. Assessment task is students conduct an experiment demonstrating photosynthesis and submit a lab report with. So this is the lab work, practical work. It's not only they have to write in answer sheet. So this is a lab work with observation and explanation, whatever they observe during the practical. So this is analytic rubrics. So these are 4 columns and different rows, 4 rows also I have made. So criteria are hypothesis and explanation. They are data recording and accuracy, analysis and conclusion, presentation and organization. So here also excellent, good, need improvement, poor. Here we have given this. But yes, these are not only just simply written the words, but if you say broadly, been explained each and everything, like explanation, why we are giving 4 in explanation, because well formed, it's clearly explained everything, scientific accuracy, there's no problem, everything is so accurate. Why we are giving good, because the child is not explaining everything properly, but yes, mostly, but lacks depth. So there is still a shortcoming, or a say we need to improve, or the child need to improve on that. Why we have given 2 in explanation, because the some understanding, limited clarity. The child has not written all the words expected from him or her, or the child has not including each and everything. And in case of completely incorrect or vague, whatever the recordings are, without scientific reasoning, so we'll be giving 1 to the child. So same way, data recording and accuracies and observation well documented will give 4. Data mostly accurate but some minor errors will give 3. Incomplete data will give 2, and accordingly major errors, the multiple errors are there, so will missing clear records are missing, so we'll give. So similarly, for the analysis and conclusion presentation, well structured report, is it well structured or not, the insights are clear or not, logical conclusion. So you all can see these are the criteria we'll be using, rubrics we'll be using to assess the child. And definitely, I repeat my words again, that we have to tell them prior. We have to make sure that we show this on our smart boards, or we send them in prior before we start with the assessment, so they know on which criteria they will be judged, they will be assessed. So this is one example of the analytic rubric. And benefits are definitely, it's so detailed. The child will understand the strength and the weaknesses, whatever the areas improvement, and multi-dimensional also. As we talk about 360-degree evaluation and assessment and the progress and holistic development. So I believe this will cover everything. So enhances fairness. So it's not that I am so biased about particular child being an educator, which I am sure nobody is being an educator, but at times we can be little rigid, or we can be little biased also. So it's completely fair. Whatever is there on the pen and paper, the child has read, everybody has read. We are going to assess on that time also. It saves our time. So somehow quickly we have that chart in front of her, the table in front of her, and we are quickly assessing the child. And moreover, dear educator, like we know that in a class, for example, in a class 8th, here, class 8. So there are 4 sections, and 4 different teachers are taking those 4 sections. So we have already designed these rubrics. So all 4 teachers will give the evaluation assessment, will assess the project on these basis only. So there is no biasness, there is no discrepancy, there is no problem anywhere that section A got the highest mark, the teacher was very lenient, or section B got the lowest mark, but the teacher was very rigid, or say the strict in marking. So there's nothing like that. As we know that we have to be unbiased, and we have to cater each and everything and aspect of the education system and everything, learning also. So everything includes in the analytic rubrics. So formative assessment also, whether it's internal assessment. So I've taken this, and in fact, internal assessment also, I shall be discussing that also further. So that also can be based on these analytic rubrics. Next, we go ahead with developmental rubrics. So developmental rubrics measure progression rather than whatever the child has achieved over the during the task also, where the period of 2 months or 1 week, or similarly 2 tasks were given, and 1 task the performance was, for example, A grade, now A plus. So this all progression also will be gauged by developmental rubrics also. So students will improve over the time. So how this is aligned with NEP, because it supports continuous and formative learning. NEP focus on whatever we are learning should be assessed continuously. That is why we have the internal assessments also. So, and the children should also know, and they must get the feedback continuously that this is the level where they are now, and they can achieve in future also with learning. So I have taken example of grade 8 English. This time I have taken English, a language. So developmental rubrics for writing an essay, persuasive essay. So essay, obviously essay writing, which is basic of creative writing, as we know that. Student write an essay, and I've given a random topic, which is really very important for our schools. Should school uniform be mandatory? It's a very simple topic I have taken. So now, for example, if the child has written, now here also you can see, here I have not written just marks. It's not good, excellent, poor. If you see the first column, criteria, emerging, developing, proficient, and advanced. So the vocabulary I have changed, and definitely this is very important vocabulary whenever we are moving for the higher grades, or we want to boost the children. So it's not excellent, poor. I already said that we not be using that. So need improvement and all these. So we have just changed the vocabulary, and definitely while changing the vocabulary, we have changed the other criteria, other rubrics also. Like during the essay, assessing the essay, clarity in structure. So, right, emerging, why we have given emerging, or say you can include marks also. For example, you can give 10 marks to emerging, say 8 marks to developing, proficient 7 marks or 6 marks, advanced you can give 2, 3 or 4 marks accordingly as you decide with your HODs or with your team. So, right, if the right child writes the basic ideas but lacks organization, then emerging, then forms paragraphs with some logical flow developing. So proficient, clearly structured essay with well-defined arguments, advanced, exceptionally organized with seamless transitions and all that. So either you can give you can go give 4 to 5 or 5 to 4 accordingly you can give. Of course, advanced is the highest. Or techniques, how the child is using the technique, limited use of reasoning. So obviously emerging, the child, as we see, needs improvement. Another word is emerging only. Demonstrate, applies the device effectively, proficient. So all these are there. Grammatical also, sentence formation also. If you can see the highlighted in the green color, the grammar and sentence formation, very important in for our languages. So is the child grammatically forming all the sentences properly? There are no errors, and the spellings also, the error-free structured sentences are there or not. Polished writing, the vocabulary is good and not. Evidences and examples. So child, since we are writing an essay, so it's going to be the elaborated one. It's not a paragraph only. So has the child used the evidences and examples as well? So those also. So basically, you can use all these, or you can just come up with other ideas also. These are basic ideas. These are a few instances, examples I have taken, so that you can develop your rubrics according to your requirement, the subject's requirement. You can tailor make them. So all these rubrics, all these criteria can be used, and the vocabulary can be used: emerging, development, proficient, and advanced. So that we can go ahead with the holistic and elaborative assessment of each and every subject. So benefits of the development rubrics. So encouraging the growth mindset. So whenever the child knows that he or she is emerging or advanced, so they know where they stand. And being an educator, we know. So we know this is the area. For example, I being a child, I've got say 2 marks in this grammatically sentences, formation of sentences. So I know that I being an educator need to work upon the child A on for the grammatical errors, for the sentence formation, or the vocabulary is not good, or I say that usage of the words, I mean vocabulary, usage of the words and everything, the appropriate usage of the word, or I say the formation, the tenses are not so clear. So we get to know. So where the child stands. So these developmental rubrics, or all the rubrics, will help us to assess each and every quality or the shortcomings of the learning, wherever we lack. So next is gamified and visual rubrics. Definitely when we are moving ahead with AI, we are into the era of artificial intelligence. We all are well versed with this word, gamified and visual rubrics. So these are very normal rubrics, but definitely use colors, icons, and interactive elements to make assessment and engaging and dynamic. So I shall be giving you a few examples also. If you see, I have taken example of grade 9 Hindi. So this time I've taken Hindi language. So gamified rubric for creative writing, story composition. So you can take for any other language also. Write a short story based on given theme. For example, perseverance, friendship, or cultural values. Any theme you have given, and you want the child to write a story on that. It can be in any language, of course. So levels are mastered. What is the criteria? Uses rich vocabulary, strong narrative flow, emotional depth, story has clear beginning, middle, and engaging descriptions. Almost there. Story structure is sound but lacks expressive language. So all these criteria can be assessed. Needs work. Limited telling techniques are there. Plot lacks coherence and sentence construction is in basic. So this also vocabulary you also can use. So I'll repeat, it will depend upon the grade of the students. If they are in grade 9 or 10, what are we going to assess? Obviously, in the say in the primary classes, we try to give them just a wording. I mean, the vocabulary only. We don't want to appreciate them. I mean, I really don't want to just use those marks only, award marks only. We want to use different type of vocabulary also. So mastered, almost there, well done, and need work, and all these vocabulary we can use. And how we are going to assess that, how we are going to use this wording and vocabulary will depend upon the criteria we are using. So benefits of gamified or visual rubrics will be definitely reduces the pressure on students. So by turning assessment into an engaging experience, enhances motivation. Whenever I read that you are a master, definitely being a student, I will be very happy. That will motivate me, and I will definitely work more on my vocabularies and my systems. So and another, now it's not about only that we can use all these rubrics in our senior classes only, say only 3 to 10 or 6 to 10, or higher classes, say 8 to 10. No, we can use right from UKG to 2 also. On the screen, you all can see these rubrics I developed. So language and communication skills. Since beyond the basic classes, the primary classes, we are focusing on the various skills like language and communication skill. This is one example. So vocabulary. Excellent, uses a variety of words meaningfully. Sentence formation, listening and responses, whatever the responding, the child is responding or not. So awareness, phonetic awareness is there or not. That is also very important. And criteria also I have written, uses a variety of words meaningfully. So obviously we'll say excellent because the vocabulary is rich, high. Sentence formation, why will give excellent only? Because speaks clearly in sentences. The sentence formation is good. Listening to responses, why? Because he or she is following the instructions, so that is why we have given excellent. Why? In same way I take why we have given developing 2 marks only in listening and responses, because he or she understands some parts of the conversation, but not everything. If the child is completely understanding each and every part of the conversation, listening skills are very good, definitely will give excellent, and that will fall under this criteria, follow instructions and answer appropriately. And phonic also will be using identify some rules. If in case some sounds only he or she can identify, will give developing. So on your screen, you all can read like this is what these are the criteria, these are the rubrics we can use for UKG to 2 children also, where we are focusing on their social, cognitive, physical, and creative skills. So here is another example on your screen. Numeracy skill rubrics. So whenever we are related to mathematics, of course, basic mathematic thinking. So number, are they able to recognize the number? Counting, shapes and patterns. So these are the criteria, rubrics we all can develop, we all can make. So these are tailor-made. You all can make changes. You all can make changes in the wording also. But definitely, whatever we are designing, we have to focus on the development of the child, feedback and holistic development. Identifies numbers up to 20, so we'll give excellent, because it number recognition, we are talking he or she can recognize the number or not. Identify some numbers. For example, I being the child can identify only 2 numbers. So I will be given 2 marks and I'm still developing. And if I need improvement, because I am not able to identify even a single number, so I need help recognizing the number. So being an educator, I know that I know need to work on that particular child, because he or she cannot recognize the number. So that is also counting also. He or she can count the object accurately, will give 4. Excellent. Similarly, struggles with accurate counting. So development still needs to improve. So these are shapes and pattern also identified and describes everything. So that's also very important. So these are, again, I repeat, these are all different criteria, shapes and patterns, counting and all that you can use. So need support and recognizing. So we'll say that needs improvement in that. So this is all very important. Another example I have taken. So now this can be taken for the, since we are talking about social and emotional development. So this is all obviously applies to all grades and all classes. Since NEP says that it is not only about whatever the written assessment we are taking, we have to take care of the three aspects: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective also, emotional skills also we have to take care. So how the child is emotionally developing, socially developing or not. So basically it evaluates interaction, cooperation, and self-regulation skills. So criterias are, again, excellent, good. You can write here emerging also, advanced also. So I've just taken these words. You can write emerging, needs improvement, or you can just mix match all the vocabulary. So that is also possible. That is also, we can go ahead with that. So interaction with peers. Obviously, socially interacting with others or not. So this is also very important in case the child is interacting. So obviously we'll be giving excellent in that. Since we are talking about the holistic development, and the report card also are developed in such a manner, have been designed in such a manner, CBSE has already guided us, and we has already introduced the holistic development catered report cards. So this also can be included. We can just gauge and we can assess whatever the child is learning, whether it's social and emotional development. So emotional regulation, expresses emotional appropriately, will give excellent 4 marks. In case developing needs help expressing emotions, will give 2 marks. And now following rules or not, needs occasional reminders, 3 marks. And he or she is understanding and following all the classroom rules, norms, and everything, so we'll be giving 4 marks. So on your screens, these are the criteria, rubrics we can go ahead with evaluating for the social and emotional development. Motor skill rubrics. Since psychomotor development is very important, the skills are very important. So here, fine motor, writing or coloring. No doubt these are for basically for UKG to 2. But yes, in case of art integration, in case of any art education, we can use this. So fine motor, writing, coloring, the child is doing or not, holds pencil correctively and writes neatly. UKG, pre-primary, LKG, we can use. Gross motor, jumping or running, like we use our physical education, HEP period, HPE periods also, health and physical education. So that also we can use. Moves well, but with occasional difficulty, we can give 3 marks, good marks, good grade to him or her. Developing needs improvement, struggle with gross motor activities and all that. So these are the criterias and rubrics. So right on your screen, I repeat, so these are basically for judging or assessing their motor skills. So, dear teachers, we can develop, we can design, we can tailor-made all types of rubrics for all types of abilities, all types of skills. Internal, external, the psychomotor, whether the childs are playing on the fields, whether it is HP, art education, anything. So we can just gauge and assess everything. So here I have taken another example for art integration, art and drawing, music and rhyme, which is very important because we talk about art integration and music, and rhyme is very important, rhyming, and storytelling and imagination. Storytelling, it's in all, it applied to all the grades. It's not only constrained to only UKG and 2 only. So storytelling also is very important. So like here I have given art and drawing creates detailed expressive drawings, colors appropriately, lacks details or not. So music and rhyme may engage but needs prompting, engage minimally. Like some students are not so inclined to music, some needs improvement, some can do better, some are already doing excellent. So these are the criteria we can use. Now we move ahead with the special children, children with special needs. they are very much part of our life. They are very much part of our classroom. When NEP talks about the inclusiveness and inclusive education, so we cannot just say that we are not going to include them in the rubrics also. No doubt we are going to judge them on the same criteria at times, but at times we need special rubrics for them also. So that time also we can we can design various rubrics which are flexible and individualized competency based assessment there, and whatever we are going to tailor made the specific learning requirement according to that only. So key features of CWS friendly rubrics will be personalized and adaptive. So obviously, for example, any child is visually impaired or hearing impaired or any other learning disability in mathematics or languages, writing, and anything. So whatever personalized rubrics can be designed for them also. And all verbal, at times the students are only able to speak. They cannot just write perfectly. They can just speak. Their verbal expressions are wonderful. So rubrics can be designed accordingly that also. So that whatever they're doing. At times the students are very good at in IT. They can prepare PPTs also. They cannot write, but they can prepare PPTs. They're master in using the IT technologies and everything. So that also digital responses, how they are responding in IT in all these skills. So that also we can there also we can develop few rubrics according to their requirement. Skill based and functional learning also. Visual and gaming fine format, symbols, colors, interactive icons also we can use because this really attracts the children. And feedback also, whatever we are going to give them, that will include in our rubrics also. We shall be including each and every feedback in that also. So CWSN friendly rubrics across subjects. I'll mention here language and communication assesses verbal expression, phenomenon awareness, comprehensive. Mathematical problem solving, obviously manipulate number charts, they know simplified steps, they know it, simple steps he or she can grasp or not. Scientific experiments, tracks hands-on explanation, verbal expressions are there. So digital stimulations are there. Creative art and expressions, evaluates drawing, music, or storytelling through adaptive, flexible scoring criteria. So all these and social and emotional development also, as we know that we have to take care of social and emotional development of CWS in children especially. So peer interaction is there only, self-regulation, how they are gelling with the other team members, the teamwork is appropriate or not. So these all rubrics can be developed and designed accordingly. So these rubrics will ensure that we are including all of them, and the learning is very joyful. And according to NEP 2020, we are focusing on holistic development. So that's also very important. Now we come to AI tools to create rubrics. As we know that we are in the era of AI, artificial intelligence is helping us all. But definitely, before we go ahead with explaining all these tools, I would request you also, no doubt AI is there to help you out. But yes, we have to be very mindful. The AI tools we are using, whatever we are using, we have to see as per the grade level, as per the requirement of our subject, as per the children's level, as per the requirement of the overall curriculum, internal assessment, whether it is internal or external assessment, we have to design all our rubrics accordingly. So these are some AI tools. Co-grader basically gives you flexibility to design any. You have to just, rather in all the AI tools, you have to tell them or just write the prompts. For example, I want rubrics on, say, on this writing skill, how they are writing, the skills are basically the maybe the paragraph writing or the letter writing and all that. So I can just give the prompts. Easy peasy AI, magic school techie, or this teacher dashboard, copilot, brisk teaching, these all AI tools are wonderful tools, and whenever we are using, we have to just give them prompts. So they'll tailor made, and accordingly, we can make the changes. We can make the changes in the grading, in the marks, or the vocabulary. So all these will be helping us with everything. So that's it from my side. I would request again, whenever we are using the AI tools, we have to be very mindful. Do not follow them blindly. But yes, they are very good tools. So we can, whenever we want, immediately we can use that. We can discuss with our teams, we can discuss with our the the management, whatever the requirement is, accordingly we can go ahead. And that's it from my side. I welcome for the questions, please.
Monica, ma'am, do you have any demonstration for the AI tools?
Sir, I would try for with my Google. If you could just give me a second so that I can.
Or I will demonstrate one tool.
Hanji, sir.
If
We
you
can go ahead
permit.
with that also. Hanji. We can go ahead with that also, sir. I also share my screen later.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see BRISC AI tools for English teachers?
Yes, sir.
All right. So actually, this is briskteaching.com, www.briskteaching.com. So you have to type in, then you'll get a screen like this, wherein you have all the, what do you call, resources available. Okay. So these resources are there, printable and PDF, everything is there. And for educators, you can add Chrome to, just like an extension you can add. But here we are talking about resources. Let me. So many resources are here, but it's not coming now. Not in the line. Okay. Just hold on. So here you can see English teachers, math teachers, science teachers, Google teachers, and all. So you can click any resource you want to make. So a screen will come like this, where you have the feedback generator is there, rubric generator. See, AI rubric generator. You can try it. It is free for teachers. No need to pay and all. Maths and presentation maker, lesson plan generator. You can, generate lesson plan as well. Decode text generator. Where is rubrics? Quiz maker, something generator, rubric generator, rubric maker is here. It's a bit slow, I think. Is asking for a document. Here what you have to do is, for example, you want to make assessment on any. So you have to give, what do you call, that particular concept. Maybe a passage you have. So based on the passage, you want to do assessment. So for the assessment, you have to make rubrics. So we can make rubrics. So maybe a subject you can type, like maybe photosynthesis, you have taught photosynthesis. Maybe it is for 6th grade, okay. 4-point scale. Just like emerging, advanced, something like that, or excellent, almost accepted, or coming up, or beginner, something like that, the scale goes. So I am giving 4-point scale. Usually we have the 4-point scale. So rubrics, it is in English. And let us brisk it. say rubrics is being generated. So based on all the criteria or whatever Monica Madam has explained, you can make use of the briskteaching.com to make rubrics like, see, here is a rubric for assessing understanding of photosynthesis, designed for 6th grade students. So the topic you can give or any content you can give, and here this button will be added to your screen when you install the extension bar. This is the extension button. So this is the task bar which will take you through the different tasks. It will ask you for what shall I do for you. So I want rubrics for photosynthesis to assess the students about their understanding of the concept of photosynthesis. I asked the AI to give me rubrics based on 4 scales. It is a beginning level, at developing level, proficient, and advanced level. Okay, so the criteria, it automatically, you can also mention the criteria. So it automatically gives us the criteria, definition of photosynthesis, how many of them know, what is their level, is there a beginning level or there is developing level, it's like that. So inputs of photosynthesis, outputs, process steps, what they know about the process step, plant structures involved, real world connections. This is very simple. So you have not the theory, you have learned the theory part, and now you can generate. I close the PPT. Now you can generate the assessment rubrics very quickly, very quickly, free of cost. That is called thisteaching.com. In fact, I have given a session last time, and the video is available in the YouTube as well. I have typed the portal website name briskteaching.com. All participants can make use of this and generate rubrics very quickly and free. Thank you so much, Monica.
I can also share one, sir, if you allow me for that,
Yeah,
online only. So if we go ahead with that. So I've just typed, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Am I able to share it properly?
Yes, ma'am. We
Okay.
can see.
So we go ahead with that. Like first, I've just typed co-grader in Google, just a normal thing. There's the first one. I go ahead with that. I click there only. So I hope you can see. It's completely online. I'm just typing it directly. It's not been recorded. So I just sign up. For example, I sign up with my whatever. Now they are not asking for my email ID around that, but they've just read my name and all that. So first of all, where did you hear about us? I'm just randomly one question. I just say that, okay, friend. I just say it randomly. Role, I say I am a elementary educator, middle school teacher. I am. So okay, subject I'll say social studies. So I'm just taking random school. I say ABC, right? So I've just written the school also. So ABC school. So we go ahead with that also. Since it is I don't know whether I can take this name or not. Not allowing for me for that. So I just take like this only. There's some error here.
And might be in that country, they won't be having social studies as a subject.
So I take
the
smart
word must be different. Yeah.
school. I take my school's name only. I take smart disk. So I add school. And I have finished this. So whatever the basic requirement was there, it was finished. So here, create on your screen, you all can see it's the right hand side, create a rubric. So I go ahead with that only. I create a rubric. So here are again 4 options in front of me. I want to import a rubric maybe to enhance that, or I want to create it manually, or I want to create it with AI. Create from standards, whatever they have given. So I choose with create with AI. So I go ahead with that. Say, for example, I take that I want to create on a lesson on Akbar. I'm just taking it randomly on Akbar. So I just submitted that I want history. It was a history chapter, so I've just taken it like that only. So let's see what comes out. So these are the rubrics. If you could see, just read it. Criteria far below expectation 2.6, below expectation 6, approaches expectations 3.4, meets expectations 4. So criteria, it says clarity and focus presents a clear central idea about Bakbar and focuses on improving it. So whatever, these are just random taken King's name. So any subject you can take. So here I can save the rubric also. I can just reset the rubric also in case it is needed. So I can go ahead with that also. So if I scroll it down, so this is also completely elaborated rubric they have given me. Language and style uses specific interesting language, demonstrate no understanding of the criteria and displays little grasp of the requirement. So you all can read on the screen. So similarly for different subjects, we can go ahead with it. Any query regarding that? So I stop my sharing my screen now. So your questions are most welcome now. So other criteria, other things also, you can just go ahead with that. Only AI tools, others also online you can use. First, you have to use it and definitely you have to tailor-made them.
Magic AI is a wonderful, website. Magic AI. Magic School AI.
Magic School AI, yes, sir.
Magic School AI.
So shall I go ahead with one demonstration with that, sir?
I think it's almost time.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, 8:30 now. So if
Right.
they have any question, we can
Yes,
have a
sir.
few questions. Otherwise, we'll wind up.
Any
Certificate
queries?
link has been shared, so please save it and you can do it.
So there was a question from Rajni ma'am, Monica ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Peer assessment and self-assessment, is it the strength and the weakness? Does it? I didn't understand the question properly, but this is what she was mentioning, that is it on the strength and weaknesses or uh, scholastic alone?
I too could, I read the message, but what I could understand is basically self-assessment and peer assessment, two different things. Self-assessment, I am assessing myself. I know my strength and weakness wherever my shortcomings are. And peer assessment is somebody else of my own age or from my classmate only assessing me. Where do I stand? And definitely it can be external or internal assessment always. These can be like we just now discussed about the social and emotional skills also. It can be just about the marks only. But yes, for the teachers, they are the best judge. They can assess our the subjects. But the other aspects of our the life skills and other things also, we can assess ourselves also, and the peer also can assess. So this is what I can answer for this question.
Oh, ma'am. And a lot of questions were there on suggest rubrics for maths, pol science, social studies, computer science. And I think after seeing the AI presentation that you and sir gave, a lot of questions were answered by that itself. Ma'am, I sincerely want to appreciate your effort to include inclusive education over there, because as a parent, while this session started, I was little bit apprehensive that rubrics is like a ruler for everyone, that it's going to be this child is lacking over here. And now when I saw your presentation, I'm grateful that somewhere NEP policy is including our kids too. And ma'am, I appreciate the presentation that you have made. It is such well structured and well planned. Even the teachers have appreciated the same in the comment box too. Thank you, ma'am. Your session was really insightful and valuable, especially for all the teachers. And I'm pretty sure that with the AI use that you and Salam sir have added, the teachers will be more able to excel in their work now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
And
you so much
Soumya
for the
ma'am,
appreciation.
Soumya ma'am, this teaching has an exclusive session for special educators as well. There are
Okay, sir.
wonderful tools for special educators in BRIS teaching.
Okay.
So they can
Okay.
go there, they can generate even lesson plan, content, they can make text or content, whatever rubrics they can make. It's a wonderful,
Wonderful, sir.
website. All teachers, they can save a lot of time and energy. They can quickly, they can generate lesson plan. Just give the input of the lesson time. I mean, title and the concept you are teaching. You will get the latest lesson plan. You will get the rubrics. Whatever you need is available. Even PPT also it will make and give you.
Yeah.
Right.
I completely agree, sir. It is just we need to learn that knack of dealing it. Everything has been on our finger touch.
Yes, correct.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for appreciation, and thank you everyone for attending it, for being so patient listener. I hope I could answer a few queries but which were there in your mind, and many more to come in future. Thank you so much.
We have very good, comments in the chat box about your session. So, Abhilasha, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am. As of thank you is endless. Archana ma'am and Lalita ma'am, Kalai Selvi ma'am, have said thank you. And one of them, I somewhere realized that one comment which actually touched my mind was rubrics in one go. So how it was like a set induction towards the presentation. So one teacher had mentioned that comment, and it really made me feel also think that yes, your presentation did actually wonders, ma'am, over here. Thank you, ma'am. You
Thank you.
are actually a truly inspiring educator. I had mentioned this to Salam sir too once I read your CV. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Finally, I would like to take a moment to extend my gratitude to Dr. Abdul Salam for his continuous support and guidance. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful opportunity. My heartfelt thank you to Mr. Biju S. Pillai for his presence and contribution throughout the session. I would like to thank all the enthusiastic participants for staying with us till end. Your engagement motivates us to organize many more meaningful sessions. We look forward to seeing you in our next session with another distinguished resource person. On behalf of Extra Mile and myself, I would like to wish you all a very joyful Vishu, Pongal, Baisakhi, and Bihu. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Salam, sir.
Thank you, Soumya, ma'am. I mean, Abhilasha, ma'am. Thank you so much. In fact, very, it was a Herculean task to prepare, such uh, lots of, different types of rubrics, and it was a theory part as well. Definitely, madam has put in a lot of effort. So a big round of applause should go to Monica, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your Herculean effort you have made. We do appreciate your, enthusiasm. In fact, madam was coming to me, for the session, uh, you know, so madam was suggesting this particular topic. So thank you so much for your proactiveness and your enthusiasm. We do appreciate your passion for, helping the teaching community. Definitely, many will, find it very useful. Rubrics are the need of the hour. Definitely, we will be able to, use them in the assessment procedure. So thank you so much once again, and thank you, Ms. Abhilasha. Very good job you have done. Very, gracefully you have, held Monica ma'am, and you have handled the session. Thank you so much once again. And Biju sir, thank you to you for your contribution. And thank you all the participants for joining. Please make use of all the, inputs we are giving for the betterment of, bettering the teaching. So bettering the teaching and for saving time and energy so that we can be smart teachers. Actually, these days we have to be smart enough to deal with the technology. So technology will help you a lot, save you your precious time and all. Let us be very smart in acquiring the knowledge and implementing them. So thank you so much once again for everyone for joining. Good night. Keep connected. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Monica, ma'am. Thank you, Abhilash, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Did you say
Thank you.
us go?
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir.